lot of stuff by myself, but in football and sports like bobsled, team sports, yeah, you need the same people you're kind of competing against, you need at the same respect. So like to see those guys go head to head in the most aggressive way on Thursday nights, Sundays, all Monday night football, and then be in the gym encouraging each other and pushing each other, that was new for me. So that helped me a lot when it came to transitioning into the sport of bobsled, because ultimately I came in with less than 2 years to achieve this audacious goal of winning an Olympic gold medal. To be honest, this is bronze, but I have my eyes set on gold, so we could just keep it real there. But I think that having a big goal like that allowed me to have some room to fail and to fall, and so that was important for me. But the mindset was super key. So going into there with that mindset, like my brother and the guys I trained with, being able to be gritty and disciplined and determined, but also supportive, learn how to ask questions, feed off my teammates. It's no manual for bobsled. All I could do is watch Cool Runnings and Google some videos. So I didn't have much to work with. So I had a foundation I set from just my own athletic history, but it was a lot I didn't know and a lot I had to learn in a short amount of time. So my environment and those around me, no matter how much I wanted to beat them, I had to feed off that energy and kind of learn from it at the same time. So it was really difficult, but it helped me to become a better person, especially with communicating and building relationships, but also as an athlete and a performer.
Yeah, and I just want to point out one thing. When you first started talking, you were saying, I was a powerhouse in track and athlete. So like, it's the confidence too that you're speaking over yourself. Like, and I just want you all to know that. It's like, see it, but she's like, hey, look, I got a bronze, but I was after gold, right? So it's like, see it before you see it. Like, she's up here claiming what her title is. So I just appreciate it.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think all of you were in that session in the main area prior to this, and one of the guys up there really mentioned about the way we talk to ourselves versus being like your biggest competitor or kind of worst enemy versus a champion. And like, I do not wake up every day like, let's go get it, this is great. Like, I do not like working out that much. I don't even like roller coasters, so the fact that I go down a bobsled track, it blows my mind. But I'm very driven, and I had to learn how to like hype myself up a lot. It's been so many situations I've been put into where I could take myself out the competition before anyone else does. And so like learning that and really practicing it, like it gets corny, it gets embarrassing. Like just to make it really quick, I went through a horrible like training accident last year in December, right in the middle of my season and hopes of making the 2022 Olympic team. The accident happened in Germany. I had several lacerations, 30 plus stitches throughout my face, and had to go home for a month and try and join the team back to make the second half of the season. And so in going through that, it was insane. I was having the best season of my life as far as brands and sponsorships go. I'm like on billboards with Ralph Lauren and these amazing campaigns. And meanwhile, I'm back home bandaged up like Frankenstein with all this stuff going on, and no one knew. But like, because I had already built this confidence and this routine and this system of being who I am, it helped me get through it. Like, I literally had to write things on the mirror. I had to like tell myself certain things in order to remind myself of these things, because it gets difficult. It gets very difficult. And me having to face myself like that in the physical sense, change my dressings and look at the stitches and all this stuff going on, that was tough. Like, I don't care what anyone says, like, that's very difficult. And so I really had to rely on what I built. And that's when you figure out, like, if you've really been putting in the work you say you have, because I was able to, within a month, return back to sport and ultimately back to the team. I was named to the 2022 Olympic team as an alternate, which honestly, I'm very proud of. I never thought I would say that, because I want to compete and I want to race and I want to win medals. But for me to play a key team role in that and to have gone through what I did, as traumatic as it was, and still be named to the Olympic team and be able to be there for my teammates, that meant more to me than any Olympic medal I've ever won.
That's everything. That's everything. And I just want, on the self-talk piece, like, Dooley, when I come to your classes, like, and I like, Asia, you're mentioning you had to give yourself that self-talk, right? But sometimes we need encouragement from others. And like, that's one thing I can say about Effect. is like what you're saying, what you're telling people. Like, can you speak to just your process and your brand and like your motivation behind? I mean, the energy is different in there. So,
I mean, we try to make everything about the people. So when you come there, like I said, it's gonna be, yeah, you're working out with 500 other people, but I swear it's about you. Like whether it's the song, whether it's the conversations, whether it's the taps on the leg or the punches on the leg, like it's for you. So again, when you come there, I promise you, yes, 500 people, but it's for you.
Thank you. And Shantae, you know, this is the body session. Out of the health and wellness, we've got mind, body, soul. And I think when we talk about body, a lot of times it's physical, it's your nutrition, but a lot of times I think we miss the like recovery, the self-care. And so, you know, iwi, to me, that's what it is. It's like a little piece of heaven. It's the self-care, like massaging. So talk to us about the importance of recovery and being physical. Like, how does that, what y'all do at iwi, how does that affect my body, mind, and soul?
Absolutely. So recovery is a very important part. It is actually one of the most key parts. If you keep moving, you keep going, you keep shaking, your body is going to tell you, it's going to give you signals that it's time to stop, it's time to pause, it's time to take a break. Many of us, right now, we have glorified the act of being busy. We have glorified and celebrated being burnt out, being overworked. But I promise you this, if you do not listen to your body, it will make you listen to it. You are going to sit down one day or one way or another. So at Eat We Fresh, just as Dooley was saying earlier, we want to focus on the mental, we focus on the physical, and just a full, holistic person. Let me ask y'all, what's the largest organ of your body? Precisely. Well, a lot of us know that, but we don't really take into consideration what that means. When we think about vital organs, we think about your lung, your heart health, and of course, obviously, those are important. But think about everybody has skin. You may not have a kidney, there are some organs that you can literally function without. But everyone has to have skin. Everybody has it. You have to take care of it. And think about what impact that has. Your muscles is holding your muscles, your bones, everything together. And what we do at Eat Fresh, we focus on giving you true holistic treatments. So what that looks like, oftentimes, and Iwi is the name of our brand, Iwi is actually an acronym for it is what it is. Let me hear y'all say, it is what it is. It is what it is. There we go. And what that means, there are no parabens, no sulfates, no chemicals. What we tell you is in the container, that's literally what's in there. We have a moisturizer called 14 Karat Glow. It's made out of what? Carrots. Right. Our Squash It Out cleanser is made out of... Exactly. And we get these fresh fruits and veggies. So when you are in your recovery time at Iwi Fresh, and as Maureen mentioned, we have another location that we call the Oasis, where there's a sauna, and Julie can tell you, and as well as Asia, the importance of having those muscles relaxed, having that steam. Earlier today, before we even began this session, we had a moment of meditation, and thank you for that. We have a Himalayan salt meditation room. That gives you time to disconnect. It gives you time to relax. Another thing that we do, again, to activate that mental wellness, when you enter our space over in the Lakewood, the Iwi Fresh Oasis, you're given a robe. Each robe has a word that's printed on it. It could be love, it could be trust, it could be spirit, it could be wellness, and you never know. We don't even look at it as we give it to you, but whatever that energy generates, that's going to be your word for today, and that's the robe that you're giving. So we're always very conscious of that recovery, your wellness, because there's nothing you can do if you do not recover from it. You're going to be burnt out, you're going to be worn out, and your body will literally break down. So make sure you take the time. We always just stress the importance of making the time and taking the time. And just real quick, I don't know if we have anybody in here from Spelman, but all right, my Spelman sisters. We had a program that we did at Spelman. It was called Stop, Drop, and Refresh, where you get a moment, no matter what time it is of that day, and you make a conscious effort to stop everything that you're doing, take about 60 seconds, and practice some holistic self-care. And that looks different for everyone. It could be taking a drink of water. It could be stretching, light stretching, deep breathing. So these are small things that you can do at no cost to practice some wellness for yourself throughout the day.
Exactly. I think wellness should be proactive and not reactive.
Absolutely.
And so I want to move to Dooley, and Dooley, please correct me if I'm wrong. You know, at least what I've heard is that you started, I guess, helping one of your cousins to train 2-3 people for just help, and then you opened up your garage, more people started to come, and within 2 years, you grew out of 3 different spaces, right? And now they're over in Metropolitan. To me, like when I hear that and I'm able to go and see you, I go to a class with 500 people, that sounds a little bit like overnight success. And I think that the society that we live in today, we're confused with that. You know, we're on social media, we see things instantly. Like, tell us about that journey. And if somebody were to say, dang, he came up real quick, like, what did that process in those 2 years look like?
A lot of work. You got to think, we open 7 days a week. That's holidays included. So the grind with that overnight, I don't even know what that means. So of course we're working every day, but I learned so much about myself personally to help grow the business. Like I said, I think I developed more personally than the gym did. And the better I got personally, the better I was able to like teach, or the better I was able to run the business. So it was a lot of like self-development as far as a fake fitness growth.
And what is that self like? What can you point out is like when you can look back at yourself and say, okay, this is where I've grown the most?
Something as simple as saying I used to say I wouldn't get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It was just literally learning to break some of those bad habits that I created myself. Like I knew if I wanted to be a successful entrepreneur, I had to let certain things go. I had a thing where I didn't like talking to large crowds of people. I had a thing where I said I didn't want to get up early. But I knew I wasn't in a position or a place to talk like that if I wasn't successful enough. I just went to work on myself first.
I love that. That's been the journey of Ali Fit. Is like, it's been my wellness journey. Like I can't help people if I'm not helping myself. You know, like I started off just physical, like love working out. And then COVID hit and I'm like, oh, mental. And then now it's like spiritual. Like, no, I need my therapy. I need my spiritual guidance. So, you know, it's like it all is all connected. So Asia, I watched something where you talked about how sports can help you believe that you can achieve anything. Well, explain that to us.
Yeah, for sure. I think that, you know, for me growing up, like on the South Side, I had an environment that made you feel like there was not much else going on around you, and that there wasn't anywhere else for you to go. And so for me, when I started playing sports, it first started with me in track and field, and at high school, I was going to other high schools and competing. And when I won those races, I was going to a different state. And I was like, oh, I get to travel for free? Okay, this is cool. Wait, now I'm out the country, I'm going to college. And so it just kind of continued to grow. And for me, being able to have something that taught me core characteristic skills like, you know, my dedication, my drive, my determination, that discipline, how to set goals, how to achieve it and really stick to it. That took me literally around the world, but it also opened up my eyes to so much more than what I was directly surrounded around. And that changed my perception on the people I wanted to be around. That changed my perception on the things I wanted to do and how I chose to spend my time. And so sports absolutely opened my world up to whatever I wanted to do. And I didn't go into sports thinking I was going to become an Olympic medalist in bobsled. I did not whatsoever. Even when my coach told me about the sport, and suggested it to me, I took it very lightly. Y'all kind of younger now, but Cool Runnings really was like one of my top 5 favorite movies. So I didn't see it in a serious way, but I just view myself as like this track and field Olympian. And so I say that to say, like, you can have goals and stuff for yourself, but you got to be open to how it flows and how it comes about. And for me, sports just opened the doors for me. I chose to go about a certain way. I have friends who are high-powered attorneys, doctors, own gyms, do all these other different things. And it started through sports, but a lot of the things we built and the foundation we have inside of us can take us wherever else we want to go.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you all give it up for these speakers, okay? So I have one more question for Dooley, and then I have a question just to finalize you all as we go into the end of this session. And I wrote this question down, but I just say, Dooley, when I come to affect, the energy and the essence of the boot camp is out of this world. Someone explained it to me, you all. I kid you not. My friend Quincy, who owns the Chick-fil-A on MLK, he explained Effect Fitness as the church and the club had a baby. So the energy is different. But you know what I noticed? You and all the trainers you have there give the same energy. And I see the work y'all do in the community, solid, right? Speak about the importance, like, why is it that every single trainer has the same energy? Don't stop, keep going. Like, it's the same energy. Why is that so important to the culture that you're building with the vet?
Because that's the standard. Like that's the standard. And anything below that, they're gonna let me know. And if, like you say, you walk into that class and like, hey, dude, this ain't it today. Now we gotta do something about it.
And tell me why that standard is so important. Why is that standard there for you?
Because like I say this after every class, I say, can we give it up for everybody on their first day after every class? Because it's somebody's first day. And somebody's meeting us for the first time. And somebody's coming to Effect Fitness for the first time. And we always want to deliver on, this is who we are, the best.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And so I want to end it off with each of you telling me what legacy is to you all and how you're working in creating that today.
To me, legacy is the consistency, right? Is having something, you're producing something, but being consistent to the quality of what that is. And making sure that you are transferring that to those who are taking that product, that business, that message, whatever it may be, to the next level. You have to teach somebody something. You have to, and again, in the same token, you are learning for yourself. But leaving that legacy, you're leaving something that is timeless. And what's timeless is consistency and good results and quality.
Yeah, for me, I think legacy, I want to leave a legacy of like knowledge and impact. Like, I don't want to leave a whole bunch of houses and cars and stuff for people to fight over when I'm dead and gone. So when I think about legacy, I think about some information that my little brother can use, my kids can use, my friends can use. And when I think about it, I just want to make sure that it's delivered the right way, how it happened. Like I said, I want to tell my own story with the way I live and do my things. So that's what legacy for me is.
Yeah, and I agree completely with Dooley. Like, legacy and my journey, it's important that I tell my story and it's portrayed a certain way, because that matters to me. Where I'm from matters to me, and what I represent matters to me. But also, what I've learned as I keep growing, like, I just attended my 3rd Olympic Games, and if you would have asked me this question going into my first one, it'd be like, my legacy is like to show that, you know, I'm an Olympian, I've accomplished this, I've done this. But like, if you remove all of that stuff, I want my legacy to be who I really am, the impact I have with real people, talking, kids, my community efforts, and just being able to be myself and actually inspire those around me. Like, this medal is cool, and by any means, please, after this, you can take photos and selfies, let's do it. But like, for me, it's only important because of the journey that was tied to it, and that in itself, like, makes it worth it. But like, if I was just focused on winning medals or achieving these goals, it's not worth it. Being able to see smiles on other kids' faces, going back home to Chicago public school system, talking to kids that never even been downtown and letting them put on my medal and see that it's possible to go anywhere you want and achieve these things as a Black person, telling them this, like, that was really important for me. And so to continue to have that influence and to know that my message is helping others, that's all I care about with my legacy.
Thank you. And I love that both of you all said, like, you want to be able to tell your story. And I remember in the session before this, they were saying, like, hey, somebody's tied to your name, right? Like, even the post you made, you like, hey, affect people showing up, like, y'all are representing me. And I just want to say, my grandfather, I can remember, I'm just going to tell y'all a story. I was in college and traveled to Amsterdam for study abroad. And I had posted something, like legally smoking or something. My grandfather called me and he said, I will never pay for you to go anywhere out the country again because your reputation is everything. And I'm tied to his name, right? So I just want you to know the things that you do, it doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone that's tied to you. But can you all help me in giving it up for this amazing, amazing panel? And you all, thank you. Thank you so much, you all. You all be sure to scan the QR code outside the door so that you can get the bios of all the speakers, okay? And I think y'all are, after this, we're going to lunch. So we got lunch for you after the main session.